Why the mixed messages of UFO disclosure? Well, we're hopefully weeks away now from the release of this intelligence community document, which is supposed to be telling the world about what the government knows about UFOs. And already we're getting mixed messages. This has been happening for a little while now, where the government says one thing, sort of in denial, and then some Navy personnel or ex-government official comes out and then seems to contradict that by saying something else and almost affirming the fact that they are well aware of these unidentified aerial phenomenons, UAPs, UFOs. And it's hard to tell what the truth is, and it makes you wonder, what is the agenda? Why the mixed messages? Now, I think it's probably pretty clear we won't be getting any definite answers when this intelligence report is finally released. I think it's still going to be ambiguous. It's hard enough to try to get every agency in the government on the same page, all agreeing to share their info. Yeah, good luck with that. I don't think that's a very easy task. I think there's the have and the have-nots, those that have the information, those that don't have it and want it, and that could be part of the agenda, part of why we're getting mixed messages. For instance, this is coming out, this is from CNN Politics, but it's about a New York Times article. Apparently they got an early look at this report that's going to be issued later. Congress is expected to receive a detailed report from the Defense Department and the Office of the Director of National Intelligence that provides in far greater detail than ever before, so we hope, what the government knows about unidentified flying objects. New York Times got an early look at it and wrote this humdinger of an opening to their story. Quote, American intelligence officials have found no evidence that aerial phenomena witnessed by Navy pilots in recent years are alien spacecraft. But, big but here, they still cannot explain the unusual movements that have mystified scientists and the military, according to senior administration officials briefed on the findings of a highly anticipated government report. Okay, so they're saying that they found no evidence whatsoever that this stuff is, alien or interdimensional, outside of the Earth. We'll just say that. It's not earthly made. They have no evidence of that. But at the same time, they have no idea what it is, and they can't explain it. I mean, that's a contradiction right there. How can you rule something out if you have no idea what this is? If you have no idea what it is. I don't know what this is. I don't know how it operates. It defies everything we know about physics, but it's definitely not alien technology or, some interdimensional, some other kind of entity. It's definitely not that. No evidence of that, On the other hand, we have no idea what it is, and we can't explain any of it. I mean, that seems like a pretty big contradiction there. How can you possibly rule something out? There's no evidence of it being alien, yet we have no idea what it is. Okay. So, already I feel like this intelligence report is going to really probably bring more questions than it does provide answers. But again, that might be part of an agenda, depending on what angle you want to take at trying to, uncover the truth behind this thing. Because at the same time, you have that happening, right? This New York Times article. But then you have ex-government chief for UFO investigations, Luis Elizondo, who most are probably familiar with. If not, he is the former U.S. military. He was in charge of the UFO investigation for the government. So this guy's a highly credentialed, supposed to be trustworthy. Now, he left because he didn't think they were handling it the right way. And I think that also talks to his character, that he does want to get this information out or get to the bottom of it. Now, he's been pretty forthcoming already with what he knows, and the fact that there's stuff that they can't explain, and that's what's really interesting. But he's kind of come out in a more direct way as of recently. So this is coming from the news.yahoo.com. The former chief of the Pentagon's Unidentified Flying Object Investigations Program publicly confirmed that the U.S. government has in the past actively considered and is presently still considering whether the most extraordinary identified flying objects are not of earthly origin. Okay, so Now, he should be taken seriously. He's credible, right? He was a former government official in charge of this program, so he should know. Now, he says that it is a credible line of government inquiry that these UFOs are, quote, extraterrestrial, comma, extra-dimensional. So he's saying that these things are either and or extraterrestrial, outside the planet, or extra-dimensional, from a different dimension. I personally do think they are extra-dimensional. I don't think they're from another planet. I think they are coming in and out of our reality, in our dimension. I think this ties back to the prophecies, ancient prophecies and ancient texts. I think there's an agenda here, and it seems like sometimes they're saying they're space brothers, sometimes they're from a different dimension. They have all different kind of stories as to their origin. But regardless of your view on that, it is a credible line of government inquiry. That's very interesting. That means they are taking this seriously. So why would this intelligence report say that they have no proof, they find no evidence that it's extraterrestrial or extra-dimensional? When Elizondo here, who is in charge of the program, is saying that they not only did, they still do. It's still an active line of government inquiry. There's another contradiction. See, I think that there are those in the government that do know what these things are most likely in contact with them, or some of them, or parts of them, and they don't want everything getting out. Then I think there's those in the government that are seeing this stuff and wanting to have it, wanting to know the truth. They want to know. They view it as either a security issue, fascination, mostly probably security issue of our country. If it's another country that's creating this technology that's beyond ours, if it's our own country, or if it is an outside threat from outside the planet or outside the dimension, which would be, how do you even fight that, right? So I think that's part of it. There are those in the government that know and don't want it getting out, and then there are those that don't know and are trying to push for it. So you get this, some stories are saying no, it's nothing, while you have other people who are either active, like Marco Rubio, or Luis Elizondo, who's left, who are trying to fight and say no, this is, fight for truth. This is true, and we do know this is going on, and it's still going on, and they're still looking into it. So that's part of it. Deeper down the rabbit hole, you have, I think these entities have an agenda, and they are possibly manipulating those in charge to cause confusion. They want it to be confusing because they're liars and they're not telling you the truth of who they are really and where they're from really. So they give you these stories, we're from Venus, and then, that's back in the 50s, and they're from Mars and the moon. And then as technology got better and we were able to look out further in the universe, they started getting further away, and now, they're from a different dimension, which I do think that's true. There was stories of some encounters where people are abducted or are in contact somehow with some sort of gray alien, and they have said they're from inside the planet. So, there's the whole inner Earth sort of theory that they've been here all along, which I think is probably true. I think it's a mixture of things. I think they're from outside of this dimension, and I think they are also probably in some sort of cavern system inside the Earth as well, underneath the oceans. I think there's good reason to believe that. Most of the Navy sightings are all around the oceans. There's plenty of sightings around the oceans coming in and out of water, so I think that lends credence to that theory as well. So I think there's part of it is the government's, those who know and those who don't. Part of it is the manipulation of these entities themselves. And then you have others that believe that it's all fake, it's all our technology, and they're trying to create some sort of false flag alien invasion to push the world into a certain circumstance or a certain situation which benefits some, and that's possible too. There could be some sort of false flag. I think it's probably still being manipulated from these entities outside of our space-time, who are trying to control, the Earth, so to speak. But there could be some mixture of truth there, where the government is helping with some kind of maybe fake invasion. There's the Project Bluebeam, which is the rumored highly developed holographic instrument technology that's able to beam images into the sky, and you might think you're seeing something, but it's not really there. That's possible too. And then deeper down the rabbit hole you go, you have those that believe that the whole Earth is being run by these extraterrestrials, and there's good ones and bad ones, and they're trying to manipulate the theories of or the goings-ons of humankind on Earth for their own agenda. And I kind of tend to go along with that as well, because I think these are interdimensional. I think they are calling shots, but I think they're all manipulating. I don't think that there are the good ones and the bad ones, and there's a galactic war. I don't really buy that. I think there are good entities. I'll say that. I don't think they're aliens or interdimensional. But the ones that are in contact with humans and trading technology, I believe that as well. But I think they're manipulating. So I would be wary and cautious of something like that. But anyway, that's just my point of view. You're free to have your own. And let me know in the comments down below what you think of this. Do you subscribe to any of these theories as to why we're getting mixed messages? Is it that just parts of the government want to know and parts of it do know and don't want to tell? Is it the fact that there are entities that are manipulating everything and lying to everybody? Is it a Project Bluebeam? It's all our government, and we're just trying to create this false flag event, a UFO invasion type event for, to steer the world in one direction? Is that possible? Or do you think that there is a galactic federation and that there's all these, species of aliens that are having secret connections to the government and communications and trading technologies, and there's good and bad, and we're in this kind of galactic war? Do you believe that? Let me know. It'd be interesting to see what the viewers think of which side you fall on. I tend to fall on the manipulation of interdimensional beings. I think this ties back to biblical prophecy and the end time scenario, but let me know in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. Do tune in Sundays at 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time as we enter the unfamiliar on our live show. We talk about the UFO phenomenon, the paranormal, biblical prophecies, strange histories, and hidden mysteries. Thank you for watching.